chests heave with heavy breath as you sprint towards the rookery. Confused and terrified citizens bluster through the streets around you at the commotion coming from the docks. The nearest bridge to Corbin's hovel is directly next to Bromthier's hulking form, still pounding away at the stone walls of the city. The guards, you see, have mostly scattered, with some rushing to the remaining steps of the wall to try and defend the city in whatever way they can. Others are bawling and sprinting through the streets to find safe haven for themselves. Assuming that the plan is still to go to Corbin's basement, no one stops you as you rush across the bridge from Hearthvale back to the rookery, and there's another explosion in the distance, this time nearby from the southwest. Odixovier, in your arms, Corbin's blind eyes move frantically as though he's searching for the source of the noise.
That sounded like it came from the direction of the sawmill. What happened? Can you see?
Make some perception checks.
We don't know where we're going,
Right.
and the person that's telling us is blind.
He's giving you, like, instruction, because he hasn't always been blind.
Yeah.
So he knows, like, street names.
Okay.
That was a 1.
Damn.
Plus 4 is 5. 14.
18.
8.
Odixovier and Magnus, you guys see the black smoke that is now rising from what looks like the wall-facing side of the southern sawmill. It's the same one that you passed on your entry to Candaroo. It is not really possible to assess the damage without getting closer.
That's the place that,
That's where the Fellmen
yes.
bring the lumber.
Helvig, Colburn.
Yeah.
Yes, Colburn Helvig, that's his sawmill.
Yeah.
The slaver.
Yeah.
Also, the source of all of the lumber and like processed lumber and basically the warmth for Candaril to get them through winters. Saoirse and Brothi, you both see on the wall on the other side, through the smoke, you just catch a couple of glimpses of what looks like a commotion with some of the guards atop the wall.
Like maybe that section of wall's being attacked or something? Or
Maybe so. It's hard to tell. There's just a lot of movement up on the top. You're just kind of like seeing that through the cloud of black smoke.
If you want these tablets, we have to move fast.
Let's go.
Yep.
You continue rushing, following Corbin's instruction and turning on the streets that he tells you to, before coming to a small hovel that's got a bluish tiled roof. He instructs you to go around the back. There's a pile of stones that he kind of like is set down by Audic, and walks over, puts his hands on the wall, and you see as he feels down and his hands pass through the stones as he steps through an illusion.
Oh, nice.
Smart guy.
You guys follow, having this weird sensation like you're gonna run into something, but stepping and passing through it, and there's just this sort of almost like warm tingle as you move through the illusion itself. You hear Corbin muttering under his breath as he rubs a hand along two cellar doors. You hear this sort of ethereal sounding click as he finishes the incantation, getting his hands to the bottom, pulls the cellar doors open, and begins climbing down the stairs. Not like looking back to see, make sure anyone's following or anything, but just feeling his way down.
So.
Yeah, just passing his hands along the stones.
Just like, follow me, and we're already past him.
Once inside, it is incredibly dark. Brody and Magnus, you guys can't see anything.
Yep.
Is Saoirse with us?
Oh, right.
I'm dim.
You give off light. So yeah, there is actually there is a dim light that spreads across the space.
Thanks for saving us a cantrip.
Can I use thaumaturgy to like enhance your brightness?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be fun.
That does sound fun.
You light up my life.
Looking around the space, it looks like Corbin has been living down here, or maybe hiding down here. There's a rough bed in the corner, and there's an empty chamber pot as well. Some loose twigs that are pretending to be firewood are scattered in a small hearth that you see there's like a channel that leads up and probably connects to the fireplace of the hovel above. On a desk nearby, there are a few notable artifacts. There are two slate gray tablets that are surrounded by papers that have been dimpled with a sharpened quill, and to the side of those, a long, simple-looking sword which bears 3 ancient Noxian runes along its blade that read, Power.
So these are the other two.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful.
You see Corbin is kind of gathering up the papers, and he'll kind of like pass his hand over them, and seems like he's since losing his sight, has kind of taught himself some sort of version of Braille so that he can still take notes and gather knowledge. As he begins gathering things up,
I hope you all have an exit plan. It sounds like our luck is running out. Dushana's got to be behind the sawmill. I just have a feeling.
Corbin, it seems that you've learned some of the magic that these tablets contain. Did you ever learn to identify magic items?
No. I lost the initial tablet.
Oh.
In the incursion of during the Ember Flare, some of the creatures, I don't know if they carried it off, but they certainly seemed to almost absorb it or pulled it into themselves. And I fled and went to the nearest place that I could find, which there was light coming from the temple of Exardeska, and myself and some other survivors, we entered, and the light seemed to keep the creatures at bay. It was shortly after that it was decided that Maeve was sort of a protecting figure, that she could harness the light of Exardeska. In my opinion, it's just simply wielding the spark that others have to, for some reason, expel the plants that were encroaching on us. My theory is that it has something to do with fire, and that the plant-based beings are afraid of it. But unfortunately, I think it draws other things to us.
Do we think that when she got pushed into that portal and the flame went out, that's why the plants are attacking? Like maybe if we relight that big flame that was on top of...
Are the plants attacking again? The light went out.
Oh, yeah. That all happened.
Shit.
That's why we ran here, and we're getting the stuff, and we're like getting out to our ship.
Oh.
Do we think that these tablets can help now? Because we should probably start running. Also, who's Dushan?
Oh, Dushana. She's a Luxon woman, originally from Tarstrand, who, until recently, was very close with Alvia. She, from what Alvia's told me, came up with a mad plan to liberate the people of Canderil by destroying their source of lumber and forcing the citizens to abandon the Exardeskans and the city.
I think I know what happened over there.
I'd be willing to bet that...
Weird timing, though.
I'd be willing to bet that the Luxon's crazy enough to side with her, taking advantage of all this confusion to add chaos to the mix and see their will done.
Just kind of seems, though, like the big mountain that's attacking also is gonna kind of...
There's a mountain attacking?
Well, he's a friend.
He's not so much... He's breaking the wall so that we can get out at the sea.
Right.
If we can get out.
So it just seems redundant to do the lumber thing.
Yeah, we don't... Yeah.
If we can get out, they can get in. We have to go.
Yeah, let's get everything... Is there anything other than these 2 tablets and the sword that you stashed here?
Just a couple of things.
And he kind of like feels his way over to the wall behind the table and kind of feels around and pushes in on a stone that seems to remove another illusion. There's no like mechanical aspect, but there's a little inlet in the wall where there's a little chest, which he opens up and pulls out like a little cloak, and you see like 3 or 4 vials that he kind of like tucks into a pouch at his side before throwing the cloak around himself.
This is all that I was able to save, but I don't know if it'd be helpful to us now. Oh, and there's a sword on the table. Are any of you trained with the blade?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm afraid I'm quite shit. Maybe, Brother, you could take it?
I think I
Or Saoirse?
can.
Arexavir, you seem quite strong. Do you wield
have
You
it?
should be
Yes,
proficient in
that's-
martial
yeah,
weapons,
God.
so you should be able to use a sword.
Oh, I can use it.
It's a long sword, by the way.
You can use that if you want. You don't have to. If you like using your hand.
Do you want it?
I mean, you got a sword already, right? But
But this one says power.
it's true.
You take
Maybe.
it.
I'm afraid there's not a sheath, so you'll have to just carry it. But it sounds
I'm
like
gonna
maybe...
pick it up. How's it feel in the hand?
It's perfectly balanced. It's got a really nice weight to it. It doesn't feel as natural as Sonder does in your grip, but it's a well-crafted blade.
Brothy's made sheaths before.
Can you do that for all swords, or just... It's not important right now.
It's been harder to study because I haven't had my eyes, but young Rinevale has been assisting me, and I still don't know. I know that there's some sort of enchantment on the sword, but I don't know what it does.
Who was helping him? Ren?
Yes, young Rin, Rinevale Helvig. Her father's quite a bastard, but he raised a good girl.
Oh, she's the one that threw Maeve through that portal.
Yeah, Rin.
She used her magic again.
Yeah.
Is that
Is
bad?
she all right?
She's passed out.
Yeah.
She's with Alvir.
We're keeping her safe.
All right. Well, hopefully the gods are on her side. We have to get out of Canderel.
Yeah.
The city is doomed.
And he reaches out and kind of like feels for Arik's hand.
Pick him back up.
He's just like, this time he's just kind of like sitting, you're like holding him. He's like holding on around your arms is like almost like a swing.
I'm not.
I want that.
I never bothered to look, but I want to look in that satchel that I got from the basement and just see if there's anything in it. Like I want to feel around and see if there's anything inside of it.
You open up the satchel and look inside, and it almost feels like an illusion that you're looking at yourself. You open it and it's dark in this room, and you like can't see the bottom. So you ask Saoirse to come over and kind of like cast light, and there's still just a looming shadow there. You cannot see the bottom of the bag.
If I like shake it from the bottom,
pick
does it
up a
feel like
rock.
there's anything in it?
It feels like there's stuff in it, yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and give it to you.
It disappears into the shadow, and the bag doesn't get any heavier. You don't
I
like feel
hesi-
it hit the bottom or anything.
I send my mage hand in to try to go get the rock.
Your mage hand passes into the shadow, and almost immediately you feel it catch a grip on something, and it pulls it out. The stone. Little cartoon glove, like pinky out.
Yeah.
I like this. In my head, it's just like, hey, hello, here you go.
I hesitate to put the tablets in this until I know what it does, for sure.
That's fair.
I'll send the hand in and just like root around and see if there's anything else in it.
Yeah, the hand seems to just move endlessly through space.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm gonna look at this as soon as we get on the ship. And okay, so we'll grab the tablets. You grab the sword. He's already got his cloak and the vials. Do you have anything else? Journals? Anything that are going to be important that you want before we go?
I've
Last chance. We're about to leave.
Stuffed my pockets to the brim with my notes on the tablets. That's I was working on things whenever I received word that things were going down shortly before our capture. So everything that I have is here.
Okay, well, let's get the hell out of here and get to the ship,
Yes.
and then we can compare notes.
All right. You guys head back up the steps, out the cellar door, and through the illusion once again into the streets. Could I have everybody make another perception check?
I've got that 20.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh!
So 21.
Perception, you say?
Yes.
It's the only character I've never
13.
like taken perception for my,
Yeah, this is the first time I've had no additions to
Yeah.
perception. I feel blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have perception.
I got a 21 as well.
Nice.
I'm not proficient in perception,
Yeah.
but then again, my passive perception is 18, but I never use it.
So you're currently down here. This is the lumber mill. So all of you can see that the south-facing wall of the lumber mill is gone. There was some sort of explosion. Magnus and Brody, your immediate thought is like that had to have been Kesso in order to have that big of an effect. And you can see that the interior is on fire. You can hear people screaming from here. Meanwhile, Brontir is down here, sort of like right stepping into this area from the ocean itself, and has destroyed this portion of the wall. So you're kind of caught between these two things, which this one might be what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Brody, you notice atop the wall a guard near the sawmill get pushed over the other side by a woman. She's got short, dirty blonde hair that just kind of messily is pushed to the side in front of her face. And she's got a blue cloak that's bunched about her broad shoulders as she rushes across the top of the wall. You see a glint of light from the blade in her hand as she slashes through two more guards and affixes herself directly over the city gates. even from this distance, you can tell that she's got this sort of like triumphant smile. She's breathing heavily, and you watch as she produces a small trinket in her hand that gives off a soft orange glow. She tosses the pebble down over the edge of the wall. There's another explosion.
Ooh, yeah, okay, cool.
Did you just get a crush?
I've got a crush, yeah.
Do we recognize this person? Is this someone that we've ever seen before?
No.
You just hear Brody whisper under his breath, "I'm Brody."
I just say, I can fix her.
You can't fix her, Brody. She's a
Brody,
renegade.
Brody and Arik, both of you rolled 21. The corpses rush from the dust cloud before it even settles. Pallid, emaciated bodies, bare to the elements, with gnashing jaws and flailing claws, skitter and sprint and climb through the streets of the Rookery, grabbing anyone with the misfortune to have been standing nearby. Horror strikes each of your hearts as, for the second time, you see the people of Gloamshore being torn apart by monsters from beyond the walls.
But these are just like zombies, like straight up corpse, or are they like the vine,
The vine
zombies?
things, right?
No. These are what appear to be human corpses
Oh, shit.
that are just withered and thin. None of them have any clothing. Like, there's like scraps of clothing that are drifting off of some of them, but for the most part, they're just these gray skeletal figures with just a little bit of flesh clinging to their bones as hordes of them are crawling through the city.
Is there anyone we can help in the immediate?
If you want to assist people, you'll have to go towards the gate and towards the hordes. If your plan is escape, you're going the opposite direction towards Bramthir. What do you guys want to do?
And woman that threw Kesso over by Bromthir, or what?
No,
she's at the-
She's directly above the city gates that led into the sawmill, and you see she throws it down. There's that explosion. The corpses are rushing through. You spare one more glance up as you see she has this look of accomplishment as she kind of like nods to herself and begins just casually walking along the wall.
So she let the zombie horde in.
Yes.
Okay.
But she's just
fix her.
hurting regular people? Because
Yeah.
this is the slums area.
Yes.
I don't know what we can do. We have our ship is coming for us, but we have to get out of
We
here.
need to go meet everyone. Like that, we need to get on the ship and take everyone with us.
My power is depleted. I don't have the ability to throw any kind of spells that would take down like a horde of.
I'll be honest, I'm barely clinging to consciousness. I've been in a cell for the last 4 days. We sent Alvi to the docks. We should meet up with Alvi. He's got Ren, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that our best bet is to get to the docks, and if there's people that we can help from here to there, then let's do that. I say as I'm running.
Yes.
Okay. There are 4 blocks between your party and Bramthir and the docks. I'm going to roll a d20 for each block. I'm going to do this like a death saving throw. We'll use the Tray of Fate. If I roll an 11 or higher, you make it to the next block without incident. If I roll a 10 or lower, then... Or no, sorry, it's 10 or higher for death saves. If I roll a 9 or
Player's
lower...
advantage.
Yeah, if I roll a 9 or lower, something else will happen. This will happen 4 times. Here's the first
Oh
one.
my god.
No.
That's a 15.
Okay.
You rush through the first block. You can hear the creatures skittering behind you. You hear another explosion. You assume another gate has fallen. That's a 14. You make it another block. You see as people are coming out of their homes in the Rookery confused. I think, Saoirse, your anger is inflamed even more as you see people coming out of these frost-covered homes with little more than like a scarf, and some of them are lucky to have shoes. You get the sense that like most people here have not been able to afford the lumber required to keep their hearths going, to keep themselves warm, and have had to resort to burning other things.
I imagine.
What?
What was it?
That's a 14 again.
I imagine we're like trying to get
Killing
these
it,
people on our heels, like as we're running through the city. Like,
Yeah, you're gathering people, and
Run!
a lot of them. Actually, I'm gonna say make a persuasion check. It'll be a straight roll. I'd say normally it'd be disadvantage because you're telling them to run towards the creature that's busting down the wall.
Yeah, that's rough.
But they're so desperate, and they can see what's
Can
happening
I-
behind them.
who's best?
Can I just bring Brothy to the back with me and we'll start like kind of hurting people?
Yeah, we can say you're like calling out and like telling people to join you and to head towards the eastern city wall where the wall has fallen. This will be just a straight roll persuasion check.
I can do that.
Guidance.
Hey!
Nice.
What's that, a D4?
Yes.
If Brody's helping, does she get advantage on it?
No, because the monster destroying the wall is what would give disadvantage.
Yeah.
Fair.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but we look cool.
That's true.
I'm definitely
Hey,
13.
so does Bromfier.
definitely-
He looks super rad, but also might be trying to kill them.
13?
definitely Naruto running with 2 swords right now.
I love
We
that.
don't know him.
Also going. 13, you said? Yeah, the majority of the people that are coming out are like, at first, it's hard to convince the first few people. They're like, towards that, and they point at Bromfier, who's just like taking another chunk
He's really
out of the
cool.
wall.
He's our friend!
And you notice at this point that Bromfier is swinging down and basically like hitting the wall from the inside and tossing it behind him.
Oh, sweet boy.
I love him. It's my son.
You are trying to like reassure people, and once you get about a crowd of like 5 or 6 people following you, other people come out of their homes and see people running that direction, and they just
Yeah.
join the crowd.
Yeah.
It very quickly becomes crowd mentality.
Yeah.
Can I look back and what's the woman that was causing chaos doing?
Make a perception check. I'm gonna tell you this is a DC 18 to be able to keep track of her.
All right, use my nat 20. Fuck.
I mean, we're 2 blocks away.
13.
You can't
Lost.
make out where she is atop the walls, but I will say on a 13, you see that there are creatures now that are beginning to climb over the wall as well.
Holy shit.
I'd say you saw on your way in that there were like a number of ballista set up at strategic points atop the wall. Similar to what the Wraith Guard does in Lokvara, there were probably guards present all along the top of the wall who are watching for dreads to stop these incursions at any given time. And you think that all it took was this small group of Luxons to come in and weaken their forces enough that enough holes have been poked that now the dam is starting to break. There's one more block before you reach the edge of the homes in the rookery. Let's see if anything happens.
I'm gonna say like you won.
Cool.
That's a 3.
No!
You think you're so cute.
No!
Hey,
Cute
there's
face.
nothing I love more than allowing the dice to decide what happens.
Love it.
You've got this crowd of people behind you. You round a corner. You can see ahead of you. There's a few more. There's like a few rows of hovels on either side of you. The people here seem to have already left. There's nobody coming out of these homes. You see a couple of the doors are swinging open on their hinges. One person comes around from the corner and they scream as one of these skeletal figures leaps and tackles them from behind. You're not sure where they got in from. The ones behind you aren't necessarily like catching up to you at this moment. They seem, it's less like their goal is, it's less like they have a goal other than destruction from what you can tell. They seem to just be going towards whoever is the nearest person and just kind of like clinging to them and beating at them, which is exactly what you see as this person is tackled and they slide through the snow as this creature is just gripping onto them. And you see it's not even just like fists and arms. The creature like grabs onto their shoulder and their arm as they're pinned to the ground and begins like banging its head against them and using its entire body. I need all of you to roll initiative as 4 more of these icy figures come out from the alleyway.
Nat 20!
Hey!
Oh!
Finally. It only took me how many campaigns? But I finally rolled good on initiative one time.
Hell yeah. What's your total, Saoirse?
22.
Hell yeah.
21.
See, it's because we were like wolves.
This is my only initiative roll that I've rolled over 10, I think, in like the entire time I played D&D.
It's about having a goal. It's about having a mission.
It's about visualizing it and manifesting it.
Manifesting.
A gentleman's 5.
Okay.
11.
Corbin is here.
He has 20 spell slots.
I can I'll just aim him. At the...
That's how he fires the spells.
we started blasting.
Excellent. Okay.
Corbin, voiced by Danny DeVino. Played fully by Danny DeVino.
Magnus, magic is real.
I know.
One of these creatures comes barreling out of an alleyway and rushing straight towards you, Saoirse. But you see it coming and you can act before it gets to you.
But there was one attacking a person?
Yes.
Yeah, I ignore that guy. I'm gonna go golf swing on the one that's on somebody.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Nat 20.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Where's my air horn?
Excellent. You go ahead and roll damage. Do you want to add anything to that?
How tough do these guys look?
I mean, they don't look tough at all. They're withered and emaciated, but you see the way that it's beating against this person.
For now, I'm gonna save it. I want to see. I don't want to overkill and then not have it if I need it.
Okay.
That is 13 points of damage, and I'm gonna use the Crusher feat to fling it back.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. You rush up with your hammer and just golf swing into this thing's jaw. After fighting the skeletons in the woods back on Lokvata, you're expecting to just like crush bone and remove the head. It connects, and you see that this like sinuous, stringy muscle that is holding this creature together is harder than you expected. As you slam into it, and it does move, and it kind of like slides off into the snow, but immediately kind of skitters back up into this very feral, like all fours position.
How many of them are there, you said?
4 total, including that one.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do on your turn, Saoirse?
Do I have enough of anything left over to help that person up?
You reach down and help this person up. You see it's actually a young woman, maybe somewhere between 17 to 19.
Oh, geez.
You help her up. There's a little line of blood kind of trickles from the back of her head where it was just slamming into her. But she doesn't seem concussed. At least she's present in the moment. Do you say anything to her?
Keep running. Oh my god.
Yeah, you see there's this moment of like she seems grateful, but at the same time make an insight check.
13.
13? Yeah, I think you see this little spark of recognition and fear as she first stands up and is like very grateful to whoever helped her, and then sees that you are one of those born of flame, and she almost recoils a bit before thanking you and turning and running in the direction that you pointed. Brody, another one comes out from the other side and is rushing towards you, but you manage to see it before it gets the jump on you. What would you like to do?
I think leading up to this, like I'm holding the 2 swords, and the ancient one feels like a little heavy and cumbersome, so I just put it in my belt. And then I'm going to, with Sonder, I'll like drag it along the floor, then jump up and do a spin attack and like try to backspin, hit it.
Hell yeah, go ahead and make an
Oh,
attack.
and also cast Hex on it, because I think that's still up for an hour.
Yeah, I think like as you're spinning to do that backslash, you just like open up a cut on your arm that just like splashes from the force of the spin, and then the sword comes down after.
Hell yeah. Woo! All right.
Big time.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's going to be 23, I believe.
Hell yeah, that definitely hits.
16 damage.
Nice. You slash down at this creature and cut along its torso, and almost unsettlingly, no blood comes out. You just see that it's like dark inside, and a moment passes before this black ichor just kind of starts leaking and oozing out from it. Very viscous.
Sonder upset about it.
No, Sonder is having the time of his life.
Cackling in your head.
Well, I mean, normally he gets to, have a little treat.
It's a little treat.
Yeah.
I think
Is this like blood pudding for him?
It's not
Okay.
even
Forward
communicated in Saunders' voice, but there's like this emotional connection happening between you, where you just get the sense of like, cold, different, fun. And you're just feeling like his vibes in the moment. He's having a great time.
Same as not.
Girl dinner.
It's like a blood milkshake.
Reminds me of those like those old Nuprin commercials. Little, yellow, different.
You leave that gash and the creature doesn't even slow down, continues coming for you.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I landed a critical hit on that thing, so my next turn will have, all attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until my next turn.
Ooh, what is that from?
Crusher.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next.
Doesn't it knock you down too?
Hell yeah.
It pushes.
But on the crit, doesn't it knock you down? No?
I think that's a different one.
Okay.
There's very similar.
I had Crusher with
Yeah.
one of my characters. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have.
Oh, I think that was weapon feat that I was using from that you made.
Don't forget about your weapon feats.
Or I have.
Yeah, totally.
I did.
When I
Alright.
can disarm, is that the deal? Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and pull them up.
What do you have? Longsword,
Longsword.
disarming maneuver,
Yep.
Saoirse has a warhammer, correct?
warhammer, stunning blow.
Is that on a crit?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, when you roll, make a weapon attack and roll a 20 on a die, the creature must succeed on a con save.
DC
Or-
8 plus proficiency in strength.
13.
Okay, What? I failed mine. Constitution saving throw. That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's an 18.
So I said it was 13,
Uh-huh.
but I meant
20.
34.
So it takes that it takes that concussive blow, but it does not stun the creature.
What's the one for a dagger? Because that's the only weapon I have.
That
Oh, deflection.
is- yeah, deflection. You can, as a reaction, try and deflect a melee attack to add 5 to your armor class. It's basically like a little one-time shield moment.
It's pretty good.
I'll
That's
have
a
to be
reaction,
doing that.
right?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't have any
Solid.
use for reactions otherwise, so I'm gonna have to start using that.
You don't have shield?
I'm a mage. Oh, the shield spell?
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
Why don't you have a shield?
I have mage armor, but I didn't cast it.
You should
Because
have
he has a
taken shield.
dagger. And it
Well,
does the same
I don't
thing
know it
without
yet.
using a spell slot.
Go.
The amount of spells available are limited in this world
Fucking
right
burn
now.
it.
Well, maybe it's on a tablet.
A battle axe, correct?
Maybe it's in the scroll.
Yeah,
Look,
the battle
my whole
axe
deal is
a
trying to
shield
learn.
breaker.
No, he said it was
I don't
like
think
charm
any of these
person.
have.
Your friend.
No,
Full armor.
they don't even have clothes on.
I'm doing my best to learn.
They did.
They're just hanging dong.
Yeah, I've explained that many times, at least twice.
Wait, who are the zombies?
The zombies
Oh,
are
yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah, they look like people who died of exposure, and like are just like animated again.
They're hanging icicle.
Listen, if I'm dying of exposure, I'm not getting
Hang a
naked.
sickle, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. There's a
The
problem.
clothes have rotted off of them, as far as it sounds like.
Yeah.
They're just scraps of clothing, might still be clothes.
I've just never considered the horror of. Also, there's a dick here.
Could
Well,
be
it's
that.
cold, so it's, you know,
That could be the case.
some shrinkage probably.
Maybe we'll find out why
I've
they're like
never
this.
seen one.
And if not,
Some
we'll
of them-
we'll chat.
Might
In
have
chaos
other
hours.
genitalia.
Yeah, there's dicks and pussies.
Say
There's some
pussy
flopping.
out.
There's some flapping withered tits.
No.
Some
All
icy
right.
natty.
We all got them.
Justin, we all have flappy. What was it?
Withered.
Flappy with their tits.
Corbin's like, I've got flappy withered tits.
SWT.
Speaking of, it's Corbin's turn. I don't know if he's going to be much
Corbin
help
Big Natural.
because he can't
Can't see.
When
I
you're
mean, that's
naturals
only
come in.
disadvantage. It's not
Oh, I
that
don't.
bad,
None
right?
for me, thank you.
Just grab his hand and point it.
All lizards have naturals.
Oh, a lot of these are like.
well,
for
yeah,
a
we'll do-
creature you can see.
We'll do a little team up.
You're just a mech suit.
See, Corbin holds his hands out. He's like,
I just need you to point me in the direction of one of them, but not our friends, okay? I can only do this once.
you aim him. One of them is coming out of coming out of the same alleyway and rushing towards you, kind of adjacent to Brody. You turn Corbin in that direction, and he's going to cast Burning Hands. So there's this
Yes.
15-foot
Right.
jet of flames that just shoots out of the cone.
Oh, I know that spell already.
That one needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Ooh, that's not good. That's an unnatural 1.
Isn't everything those zombies do unnatural?
It all is, yeah.
Remember when I rolled a bunch of zeros? That was fun.
Yeah, that was bananas.
Yeah.
I've never encountered that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Can you see what I rolled? 1, 1, 2 on 3d6. So that's
Will you re-roll once?
4. No, I don't.
Please?
You can't. We won't look.
However, you see,
That's
as Corbin holds his hands out, he's kind of offset in Aric's arms. So there's this gout of flame that's just. Are you gonna have to kind of like aim him as he's doing this?
Whole fan flamethrower.
And the flames are already trailing off as you kind of get him aligned. It's a very quick burst, but you see the flames do lick at this creature's arm, and it shrieks and pulls away. And they seem to really not like fire. So
What?
You're made of fire. Go hug him.
Flame on!
Arixavir, you hold Corbin over. He shoots out this gout of flame. He's like, "Did I get it?"
Yeah, you got it.
Good. I fear I will only be in your way for the rest of this, so if you don't mind,
He just kind of like climbs down and stands behind you. He's kind of like holding your cloak, and it's your turn.
I'm going to point at the same one and cast Toll the Dead.
Hell yeah.
It's already injured.
Is that a
D12. Oh, you get to use a D12.
con
Aw.
save?
Yeah.
You're like a
it's
barbarian.
A wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw.
You're the only one
That should
who
be
sees a D12.
DC
Yeah.
14.
Okay, that is a 4.
Hell
Wait.
yeah.
Not the wisest of creatures.
It's so rare that Toll the Dead works. It's always a delight.
It is.
I mean, cantrips in general.
This
right?
is the first cantrip I got back from the first time that we were attacked as children.
Yeah. And I think
So-
as
Go ring the bell.
Oh,
yeah.
I think there's a moment as you kind of like push Corbin behind you in a very protective way, and that fear is rising up in you again, and you're reminded of that scared child who was up in the bell tower the last time this happened. And you hear the ringing of the bell, and you realize that the bell is still ringing. Someone is still atop the wall ringing the bell at the incursion. It seems like if there's any like numeration system that they were using, that's gone out the wall. Somebody is just like, evacuate, everybody leave. And
I've been there.
you feel it once again pass through you as you project it onto this creature, and it ripples through the air. Go ahead and roll
Is it
damage.
the same like frequency as that bell?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's a
I like to think it is the sound of that bell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I think too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 7.
Nice. It ripples through the air, and you see the thin flaps of skin on this creature just kind of like ripple along with it as well, and kind of tear at the back where the waves meet. It's still standing and still like crawling towards you, but this gout of flame and then the reverberation of this necrotic sound has kind of made it stumble a bit. Meanwhile, on the other side of you, Magnus, you see another one of these creatures rushing out of the alleyway towards you. The one that was going for Saoirse, you see Saoirse rushes over and hits the one off of the girl that was on the ground, and she gets further away from it than you are, and it just pivots and turns and is almost like you see it like stumble before it gets down and like uses its arms to run on all fours for a second before coming at you, very animalistic.
Oh, I don't like that.
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna blast it with a fireball. Well, not a fireball spell, but a firebolt.
I was like, how?
I hit it with meteor swarm.
Yeah, turns out if you kill a guy, you level up.
Yeah.
Only human people though.
All right.
Encouragement.
I killed the most people.
You
I'm
killed
good.
I'm gonna do my best.
I snap Corbin's neck.
Not great, but I rolled a 12. Is that it?
12 exactly hits.
He's blind. He's an old man. Yeah.
He was dying
wanted
anyway.
this.
We'll roll this.
So we're Highlander. Highlander rules.
He
Yeah.
asked me to do it.
I rolled a 9 damage. 9 fire damage.
Damn.
It's like double.
Fingers crossed.
Mechanically, yes.
Fuck yeah.
I would say you guys have enough information at this point to realize that these creatures, they seem drawn to warmth, but fire itself is damaging to them.
Am I the only one that can't do fire shit? Can you do fire?
No, I don't think Arctic can.
Okay.
Just radiant.
Fire table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire Nation now.
Non-fire too.
The creature takes this hit, and you see as its flesh kind of like burns and almost catches, in the same way as like when you
Paper?
if like you like put out a cigarette on a piece of paper and the embers just kind of crawl across. Its skin does the same thing, and you see organs begin to fall out of the side of it, but it's still coming at you.
Oh, I don't like that. So is there any like residual flame on it still from the firebolt? Like he may not be caught, but is there like
Just embers, yeah.
Could I try to not throw the jug, but like use the alchemy jug to like throw some oil on him? Because it can produce up to a quart of oil a day.
Let me look up the alchemy jug really quickly and make sure it's not an action to speak into it.
Oh, it might be. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below
Okay.
to cause it to produce the chosen liquid
But you've got that in mind for
for later.
Can I have used my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Magnus?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay.
What does that look and sound like?
Even though this is kind of out of order, I see that like Magnus has got this guy encroaching on him, and so after I've like hit this one with Toll of the Dead, I'm starting to see that out of the corner of my eye. I'm just gonna like fling a hand out towards him, and like you see a little bit of the shimmering like spark winds, and it kind of surrounds him, and there's just like a glow of it around his shoulders, and you get
Excellent.
+2 to your AC
Hell
Sweet.
Yeah.
for 10 minutes or until I drop concentration.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I like for this campaign going with a more almost like kids on bikes kind of thing for combat, where like you all have your movement action, bonus action, but you don't necessarily have to use all of them on your turn. And basically like when you're in a situation like this where you're going up against like one group of foes or one foe, that'll be like the reset. So like if you didn't use your bonus action on your turn and we're like 2 people down, but you're like, oh, could I? That's totally chill with me because it adds to the chaos of actual fighting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Magnus, you are reaching down for the alchemy jug as all of the creatures almost in tandem begin moving towards those who have attacked them. This
I'm
one's
actually I'm not gonna have the alchemy jug in hand. I'm gonna have my dagger in hand.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this one is going to rush forward and it's going to attempt to slam its body into you.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 would normally hit, but I'm gonna use my reaction to deflect it with the dagger.
Yeah, the creature is so small, it's like it's throwing its body towards you, you sidestep and its claws swipe out at you, and you just bring the dagger up and like deflect those out of the way, not dealing any damage, but keeping them from hitting you. Excellent. Brody, the one on you, is going to rush forward, and it looks like it's about to slam itself into you, but you see it stretches its arms out wide. I need you to make... Oh no, sorry. It actually is going to slam its body into you.
Yeah.
That's not great. That is only a 9.
Nope.
Slides into the snow. It misses you, and like its hands just grab around your ankles to like as its body swings, leaving this just like smear in the snow as it kind of like whirls around and is like trying to crawl up your leg.
I don't like that.
Audic, the one that was burned and then reverberated against, is going to do the same to you and attempt to slam against you. That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
No.
I think I'm just gonna like brace while I'm keeping Corbin behind me.
For sure. Oh my god.
Don't say that. Ew.
You take 14 points of bludgeoning
Wow.
damage.
Can
I
I-
rolled as high as I could roll. If that was a crit, you'd probably be dead.
If I give advantage to you on an opportunity attack, can I get over there to give interception with my reaction?
I'm gonna say in this instance no, because you specifically rushed forward to
Yeah.
the furthest one. The creature slams itself into you. As it does, its arms lock around you and you are grappled.
Boy.
That bastard.
And then finally, Saoirse, the one that you just whacked with your hammer, you tell the girl to rush off, and by the time you've had that brief exchange, you turn and it's already back on you. 7 to hit.
Nope.
Similar to what happened with Brody, it just kind of like slides past you and like grabs at the edges of your clothes to keep it in your vicinity. And how do you respond?
So Divine Smite is not a bonus action.
No.
Okay.
But you
have to
you
hit
use it
first.
after you hit too.
Right, but it's not. It's just part of the action.
Right, it just costs a spell slot. So as long as you have spell slots, you have smites.
With my bonus action, I'm gonna do an offhand attack on the one that's on me.
Okay.
13.
13
To
hits.
hit. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Knock him back 5 feet.
A smite?
I'm working on something.
Just crush her.
I'm working
You can
on
smite
something.
now, and it's
I'm-
you can smite like twice.
She's got a plan.
How much damage was that for?
I need to
Okay.
push back 5 feet.
Yeah.
Out of my
Oh,
range. I'm gonna rush
it.
towards the one that's on
working on something.
Arik,
Okay.
and with my warhammer, I'm gonna smash.
Yeah, go for it.
So that was so that she didn't
I see what
get-
you're up
yeah.
to.
Opportunity.
That's a good plan.
Yeah,
That is
solid.
a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
I'm gonna divine
Smite.
smite.
Hell yeah.
I go up like a match, and my whole being is flame, and you can just see like little round yellow eyes.
Good to know.
Like Flame Princess.
Okay.
That's dope.
I'm gonna.
Oh, that's
No,
a 20.
I'm not gonna
I don't need you.
I don't have to be nice to you people.
So that's
Are you
2d8.
You get an extra d8 if it's an undead creature.
Oh, I do.
God, it's like that table's built for this shit.
Huzzah! 22 points of damage.
You slam the hammer into the creature's ribs, you hear them crack, and you actually see it physically cave in on the side, but it continues clinging on to Arik and does not let go. Unfortunately, your crusher feat you can only use once per turn.
Yeah.
So you are still grappled.
Well, it's also, I couldn't have put, if I came up from behind it, I can't.
Damn, these things have some
So
HP.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
you could
it already
sidestep.
had 13 down, and then you just did what? 22 damage?
Yeah.
Does does Radiant not do extra damage to them?
No one's done radiant damage to them yet.
Does
Have I
Smite's
smited
radiant
today?
damage.
Oh, smite is radiant. No, it doesn't do any extra.
Okay.
does
Did I smite
magical
did I
weapons
smite
do
today?
more damage?
I have a spell slot gone, but I don't know why.
Oh, didn't you
Oh,
cast?
compelled
you,
duel.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
Damn
right.
it.
Is that your last spell slot?
That's my last spell slot.
Okay.
Ruining the rest of my day.
Brody, you've got this thing scrabbling up your legs.
I'll try to kick it back a little bit, and then I'll toss my sword up and grab it the opposite way and plunge it down.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
18.
For sure.
10.
You bring Sonder down and stab directly through the creature, just barely missing its spine, going through what you would assume to be lungs and then out the side as it kind of like just goes through the neck and out the ribs. And you pull Sonder back up, expecting it to like fall limp as any other being would, and it
Yeah.
continues scrabbling up.
People are so easy to kill. These zombies.
What a statement.
Well, they're already dead.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Arik.
kill something twice.
Arik, behind you, you hear Corbin muttering under his breath as he's kind of making these hand motions across himself. And you see as his hand passes over, you just kind of like glance back, as his hand passes over a section, there's this thin, almost like bubbly looking layer as he's going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Nice.
Smart.
Okay.
And that's all he's going to do this round because
Love it.
No, good call.
Yeah.
he's only got one more spell he can do, and it's not going to be useful here.
Girl boy.
Corbin casts this spell on himself, adding this thin jelly-like layer of of inertia dampening something to himself,
Is he covered in jam?
and turn back to this creature that's still got its arms around you. You're grappled. So, as a grappled creature, your speed is 0, so you can't move. And that's it. You can still attack and stuff.
Okay. Alright, well, if that's the case,
It's hard to miss right now.
I'm going to try to get a hand-free grab for my family battle axe and try to use it for the first time and swing down on it.
Hell yeah! Go ahead and make an attack roll.
God damn it. Alright, that's an 8.
I'm gonna say on an 8, you just kind of like reach down and are fumbling with where the leather strap is at your waist, and you just can't get it free because the creature, it's got you grappled, but it's not like, gotcha! It's just like holding and like shifting and pulling, and it's less that it's like trying to keep you from moving, and it seems more like actually make an insight check.
It's a 21 on insight.
21. This creature is freezing cold, and as it clings to you and continuously presses itself into you, it seems like it's trying to steal your body warmth.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Meanwhile, Magnus, you've still got one rushing at you after you've burned it. It continues getting up, it's actually gotten into your space now and is in melee range.
I'm gonna try to blast it again. So I started blasting.
Okay, make an attack roll with disadvantage, because it is a ranged spell within melee.
Okay.
2 natural 20s.
I can't say that that's true.
I know it's not.
I can't.
I see that 12. I don't know what the other one is.
That's a 25. That's 21.
He rolled a
He rolled with
gentleman's.
disadvantage, so I saw at least a 12.
It's a 10.
10? 10 does not hit. You begin making the somatic components and bring your arm around for like the kind of wide hurl that you usually do, and the creature is just rushing towards you and is up in your space, and it just kind of bats your arm out of the way, and the firebolt goes wide.
Does the fire still scare it at all?
Yeah, it like shifts around to the other side of you.
Would it follow the path of the fire as it's drawn toward warmth?
No.
Okay.
That's gonna be the creatures. Magnus will stay with you in the moment. It whips around to the other side of you. It's gonna try and slam into you again.
Okay.
Ooh.
I will use my reaction to add 5 to my AC.
Okay, that's a 23.
So
I
plus
only
7
up
total.
to I'm only up to 21.
Okay, I rolled a natural 19. You try to defend
And that's
yourself.
with that plus 2.
With a wizard. Fucking
the
wizard
shield.
21. Holy shit.
Well, only when I'm
Yeah.
deflecting with that dagger.
Well, and then the 2 from that, yeah.
Yeah, so normally I have 13, and then 14 with the cloak that I have, and then 16
How am I only
with-
1 ahead of you? How do I have 14?
God.
I have a decent dex.
Yeah.
Magnus, you have 7 hit points. This thing is gonna slam. What is your total hit point?
13.
Okay,
Don't do
Yeah,
26.
dude.
26. I don't think that's possible
Good.
because I didn't crit, but there is a chance that this could take you down. Just so that I'm keeping myself, just so the audience knows I'm keeping myself honest.
How far away am I, right? More than 5 feet?
You're on Auric, so more than 5 feet, yeah. I'm gonna roll this damage in the Tray of Fate, so that we all know that I'm being kosher, because I
course.
feel bad about having rolled double 6s against Auric a second ago.
Hey.
And if that happens again, I want people to know I'm not a liar.
Look, whatever happens, happens.
So I'll let you know they get 2d6 plus 2 damage in this roll. That's a total of 9 points of damage. Magnus
That's gonna put me at 0.
falls unconscious. The creature is grappling your unconscious form and does not let go.
Oh.
You just sleep and you're still warm.
I go limp in the monster's arms.
God damn it.
Auric, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the chill, cold nature of this creature pressing itself against you bleeds through your clothing and is sapping your warmth.
14.
14 succeeds, so you take half damage.
Oh, God.
2 points of cold damage. And you notice the burns on that side of the creature start to close
they do.
themselves up as it leeches your warmth to heal itself.
Fucking kidding. 4 was too many, Otter.
Let's get at that.
We might have had to do this 4 times, running all 4 blocks.
Well, I wouldn't have made you do it 4 times. It was just there were 4 chances for this to happen.
We're still
It just happened to be on the last
We're
one, which is
block
crazy.
away.
Brody, the one on you is going to try and slam into you again. Oh, that's a 23 again.
Yep.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So
And
you
you're
see
grappled.
it hits, starts to bruise, a wound appears, and then it like seals back up, and I have no damage.
Oh, because of your temporary hit points.
It's exactly 8. Yeah.
Excellent. You are, however, still grappled as it clings to you, and you feel that same crawling, chill sensation. And you feel Sonner begin to kind of panic a little bit as he shares that connection of body with you and feels that your warmth is being sapped. Saoirse, the one that you pushed away is going to rush over. These things are unnaturally fast. as it skitters across the snow and is going to come up behind you. It is going to try and slam into you. That is an 18 to hit. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that's not an ideal thing. So that gives me 5.
And you're grappled.
Fuck, dude.
And Saoirse.
We're all grappled.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
4 was too many.
We'll be fine. We're only out of spell slots and hurt. And one of us down, one of us almost down.
Alvy's only like a block away. Maybe he can come help.
And also, it's your
Fire.
turn.
Okay,
Fuck shit up.
bonus action, light hammer, offhand, on the one that's on,
I'd say the two within reach are the one on you and the one on Arik.
yeah. How does Arik look?
Rough.
Worse
Rough.
than you. Well, not worse than you.
I'm gonna knock
Actually.
it off. I'm gonna try to knock it off of Arik.
Okay,
13.
13 hits.
2 points of damage. Get the fuck out of here.
That was your offhand?
Yeah. With my action, I'm gonna cast Produce Flame.
Yeah. Arik, you're no longer grappled as Saoirse just, with her offhand, reaches out with her small, like, blacksmithing hammer and just, like, you see the claw side of the hammer sticks in the creature's eye socket and pulls it off of you and throws it to the ground.
Love it.
I have a question. Would this thing be capable of grappling a fire person?
Yes, because we've established.
I'm not doing damage.
Yeah,
just
we established with Edith
bites.
Groff
It wants
that
the
Saoirse
warmth,
is
and you're
warm but
warm.
not feverish. However, your hands get superheated
Which one
as
you-
you produce flame.
Which one you doing?
Scanning. Which one
Ooh, I was about to
do
say.
I have the most likelihood of the one that's on Magnus and the one that's on Brothy of eliminating?
Make an insight check. We'll call this DC 12.
17.
The one on both of these.
Yeah.
Looking worse.
Okay, I'm gonna hurl a glob of flame at it.
All right. Yeah, you see that one's got like flaps of skin hanging off and has been pierced through the body.
Deserve
2
this.
damage.
I deserve better than this.
You've tucked the flame. As you're going to throw it, the shot perfectly lined up. The creature slams itself into you again and like pulls you to the side and just throws your aim off a bit, where it just kind of skitters across the back of the creature on Brothy. It does do 2 damage.
Does the flame she's produced scare it off of grabbing her?
No. But I appreciate that you keep trying.
I'm just asking.
These creatures don't seem intelligent enough to experience fear, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Brothy.
I see him go down. I'm going to kind of take a step back and flip the sword again and try to run it through on my way back to him. So
Okay.
I'm going to,
Nice. Also, reminder, at any time, if you're grappled, you can use your action to make an athletics check to no
Yeah.
longer be grappled.
That's not.
But
that's a
this
bad
does-
use of action economy.
Yeah, this will deal damage as well, so
Yeah.
you've got a chance of taking it out
yeah,
at the same time.
I need to take at least one of these things out. So
Yeah, for sure.
Nat 20. So that's 25,
Holy shit, and you have this one hexed.
and I have it hexed.
Hot damn.
They really just kind of scooted to a stop, too.
No.
Did you roll your
It's
extra
plus
damage?
3. It's plus 3 at least.
You roll your extra
So
damage
how are we
die?
doing crit?
Double the dice, add your modifier.
Fuck.
So that's...
That's 3, 6, 9. So fine.
Okay. Not bad.
It's still
It is still up, yeah.
Fucking
Still got you
1 and a
grappled.
2.
I didn't think we'd go out this soon.
Incredibly
yeah.
unlikely.
Hey, I'm not hurt yet.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Brother's
could-
looking fine.
Could you,
Technically taking 0 damage.
Yeah.
could you punch it with your offhand?
I'd allow it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'd allow
can
an
I?
arm strike, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This will just be D20 plus your strength mod.
I'm gonna pull a dagger that you gave me.
Oh, hell
hit it
yeah.
with that.
Even better.
I forgot I gave you this!
So it'll be, yeah, D20 plus your dex mod.
That's going to be 17 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
And that's what, D4
just
plus
a,
3?
Just a D4. You don't add your ability score to
Oh, true,
damage
yeah.
if you're offhand.
3.
3.
Still up.
Still up.
God damn it.
This thing's
And that's the most hurt one. We're fucked.
I told you we're fucked.
That's the most
You're
hurt.
about to die.
That's the most hurt one between.
Wait, who's lower? How many hit points do you have?
I'll tell you
5,
right now.
7, 21.
0.
Oh no.
And the one that's the one
I
that's
think we
on
need
him,
to run.
Not dead yet.
The one
that's
on him is
him
going to keep doing damage.
Yeah, it's gonna suck away.
We still got
Can
Corbin.
I use a free action to talk to you?
Yeah, for sure.
And you say
Call Brumfier.
He's just gonna squish us.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
What else do we have?
I don't know.
Yeah, you call this out, Auric. These are the things you're wrestling with in your mind. And Corbin.
Corbin will save us.
Yeah.
Are we in trouble? Who needs help?
We're in big trouble.
All right.
I'm going to throw up.
Corbin is gonna rush over to you, Saoirse, because you're close enough that he can like feel, and he's just gonna try and grab the creature's claws that are around you and try and pry it off. He's gonna make an athletics check to attempt to
What
remove
the
your grapple.
fuck is he doing?
Helping
free
the
you
only
up.
way he can.
Secretly yoked.
He doesn't have any more spell. The only spell that he can cast today is Disguise Self.
Well, doesn't he have any
should have done
cantrips?
nothing.
His cantrips are Mage Hand and Prestidigitation.
I mean, that's fair.
Should have used the
Those are good spells.
So this is an athletics check by Corbin. He adds 0 to this.
I
doesn't
know
have,
he does.
Doesn't have a negative, but he doesn't add anything.
I just can't
the
believe
DC
that I
is
didn't kill
13.
the one on me.
I know.
If that had happened, I would have had a whole different view of this.
That's a 16.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Old man strength.
Corbin rushes over. You're not sure if it's old man strength or if it is just trying to elude death once again. Corbin rushes over and grabs the hands of this creature and pries and pulls with all of his strength. He kind of like puts a leg on you, Saoirse, to get leverage as he just kind of like pulls the creature. I think it's less that he is so strong that he can pry this creature off, and it's more that it feels his touch. There's another source of warmth. It starts trying to get both of you because it's very greedy, but it loses its grip on you. I'm gonna make a quick luck check. I'll do this in the Tray of Fate as well. I'm gonna say I just need to roll an 8 or higher for it to not just transfer its grapple to Corbin. Fuck me, that's a 5.
Quick question. Does it feel like when I'm attacking it, does it feel like it's not doing as much damage as I would think?
No, you're doing
Okay.
damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Auric, you
I've done
watch
more than that, and it's
as
still-
Corbin rushes over and he begins pulling on this creature, which then just kind of like lets go of Saoirse, whips around and grabs him. He's just like, "Ah! run, leave me, get to safety. It's your turn, Auric.
Stupid.
Which one is the most fucked up out of all of them?
The one on me.
The one that got knocked off of you is looking pretty rough as well.
Okay.
You see they've both kind of slowed down a bit. A lot of that sludgy ichor has kind of leaked out of them and is just leaving globs in the snow.
I don't think I can call Bromfear.
But I will say,
If he gets there
the one
soon enough.
on Brody is gripping Brody. The other one that was on you is not. It doesn't have anyone right now.
Which is more dangerous because they actually slam into people for way more than when
True.
they just suck away Constitution rolls.
Well, the Constitution roll that they do, like if you fail your save, I think they drain a lot. But I could be wrong.
Maybe we'll find out. Also, Magnus is unconscious and has one on him,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look super damaged.
That one's. I need to kill one though.
You're taking in the moment. You see Magnus's crumpled form in the snow, with this creature gripping onto him. You see the one that was just pushed off of you, pulled off by its eye socket, is whipping around and is rearing to come at you again. The one from Saoirse has just transferred to Corbin and has basically brought him to the ground. Brody is struggling and just basically like has Sonder in one hand, a dagger in the other, stabbing at this creature that's gripping onto him. But you can see as the rime is beginning to crawl across his clothes, and your heart is beating so fast and you don't know which way to go. And you feel this warmth in your palm and you realize that you're not holding the axe in the hand, that you have the glove on. And you look down as you see this small trail of silvery green light that moves up from the pommel of your axe to the blade and spreads along this intricate design that you hadn't noticed before, spreading out to fill the space of the axe, and each of the curls of the design that mimic those of the saber moose as green flame ignites the axe head.
That's dope.
Holy shit. Cool.
Now you're the only non-flaming person.
Yeah, no, right?
There's like no good solution here, because like trying to concentrate fire on one to just kill one.
Rip and tear until it's dead.
There's that's an option, but the one that's on Magnus is probably the beefiest right now.
Don't do that. We'll get there.
Oh my god. I don't know how many hit points Corbin has.
5.
In this moment, as Auric is struggling with what to do, I think there's a little voice that rings in the back of your mind that doesn't belong to anyone in particular, but it just says, "What did Trickster do?"
Did that help you?
No, not at all. I don't know. It would trick them, but they don't have any intelligence.
If they're dead, they can't hurt us.
All right. Holy shit. Okay. This is something that I have not tried yet, so I don't think Auric knew that
Holy
they could
shit.
do that.
Oh my god.
They hear that in the back of their head.
Oh my god.
They look to their symbol in their hand and the axe, and I think that they raise both and then slam them both into the ground, and they're gonna cast Turn Undead.
Holy shit.
What?
What is the radius on that?
I'm gonna piss my pants.
Oh my god.
I'm very bad at D&D. I don't know.
So you're very good at D&D.
No, you figured it out.
You were
You
just-
did the thing. You're
were
doing the
just-
right thing.
You were just saving it for the perfect moment. What is the radius?
30 feet.
30. That
That hits all of them.
You can do that next level.
is that a saving
I
throw?
can't. It is DC
Well, depending on what
14
else you
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
No.
As we have established, these things are not incredibly wise. Your DC is
14.
14. They have -2 to this roll,
Fantastic.
so they have to roll a 16 or higher
Yeah.
to succeed.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
That's a natural 20.
Wait, are you rolling collectively or one by one?
I'll roll one by one.
Okay.
Each undead
I'll start with the one.
has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
I'll start with the one that was pulled off of you, the closest one.
What's the next one?
The next one is going to be the one on Corbin.
The dice
Okay.
want us dead.
We'll go closest to furthest. That's a 17.
I just want the one off you.
The dice do want us dead. It's established.
The one on him.
I think we're going to do that one last.
Okay. The one on me.
Brody. That's a 10. That one
Cool.
fails.
That's the one with Hex. I still need to kill it though, so I can hurt other things.
And the one on Magnus. That's a natural 4 for a total of 2. You just saved Magnus's life. You slam the symbol of the trickster and your ancestral axe into the ground. There's this wave of green flame that radiates out from you and melts the snow in this almost fracture-like pattern. Your mind harkens back to the day that you first met Petra in the woods when he was sitting in a very similar pattern in the snow. It spiderwebs out from you. The two creatures nearest to you are rebuffed, but cling to, one clings to Corbin, the other is continuing to crawl. However, you see Brody, the one holding you,
Opportunity attack.
gets hit with that green flame and is gonna let go and turn and starts to run from Auric. And you can make an opportunity attack.
Please die. 15.
15 hits.
15.
15. What does it look like as you use Sonder to destroy the creature as it flees?
Like as it turns, I'm gonna right in the back of the spine, like right where the neck.
Severing the brain.
Yeah.
You shove the blade in, and you feel a moment of actually like lightheadedness as you realize that Sonder is pulling a little bit more blood from you, a little more vitality from you, as the blade sticks through the back of the neck and then expands and decapitates the creature.
Fuck yeah.
That's sweet.
I think I take my first full breath I've had in the past couple of turns.
Yeah.
Like,
Then you turn and look and you see your brother is unconscious. One of
Yeah.
these creatures is gripping onto him. That wave of greenish flame that almost looks like the Sparkwinds themselves rising up from the earth passes over it, and it recoils and skitters to the ground and turns and flees and gets about 40 feet back down the alleyway away from Magnus. In the distance, you all hear kind of like echoing in from the direction of the docks, just this distant, as you get the sense that Petra is nearby.
Has he all sounded like that?
That's how he laughs.
did it come from atop Bromthier?
It definitely came from up.
Okay.
Friends.
All right.
Fucking hell.
The two that are still here. Well, first, Magnus, could I ask you,
Should I roll it in secret?
just text me what you roll.
Sure.
These two hungry creatures of rhyme that remain, the one on Corbin, Corbin needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He adds nothing to this. Surprise. His only plus is in intelligence.
Old Man Khan. Old Man Khan.
That's a 2.
What did you just say?
I said Old Man Khan
Got it.
instead of Old Man Strength.
Con.
That's just not what I heard.
Oh my god.
Does he have like
Like a
3 hit
convention
points?
for old men. Old men.
Oh yeah.
Come and meet your favorite old men.
Oh, no.
The creature shifts from Saoirse over to Corbin, tackles him to the ground, and you watch as ice immediately begins climbing over him, and he goes and is unconscious as well. That was bad. The other one is going to rush at you once again. Actually, I'm going to make... How should I do this? I think I have to roll for it. I'm trying to decide if it's going to go for Audric or Saoirse, because you're kind of standing in the same space.
Make the roll.
I'm going to use the Tray of
If you're
Fate.
feeling brave.
Do you want evens or odds? Or do you want McCall to choose?
McCall.
Call it
Odd.
Okay. That's a natural 1,
Alright.
which is an odd number.
Enthusiasm that you had just now. I'll kill you.
I'm not gonna kill my wife for once.
Sorry.
It's like The Fugitive.
I
didn't kill my wife.
That's only an 11 to hit.
It doesn't hit.
Okay.
Kill my wife.
The creature rushes towards Audric. You sidestep out of the way as it skitters through the snow once again, and it doesn't manage to hit you. Saoirse, you are now free of creature, and you see as it has taken out Corbin.
Brothers are looking fine.
Magnus is unconscious.
He's
He's
dying.
unconscious, but that's
I've taken no damage. I'm looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, you see Magnus, like, he got body slammed and then fell and, like, hit his head hard on the ground.
yeah. That's bad. That's bad, but not immediate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Corbin is actively being
Being
sapped.
killed.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, Arik is also right here.
Yes.
We're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing, which is it, and then do something else.
Okay. So offhand,
Offhand light hammer.
the one on Corbin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love this golf strategy. Because you said golf swing like at the beginning of this battle, and that has never been more accurate.
I like that with your offhand, you're like,
Yeah, it's like something out of like one of the. It's like a Nintendo Wii game where you just like your little me just like hits something and it like something way too big just flies away.
Realistically, in the moment, I like to think that Saoirse's just using the claw end of her hammer and it's just
Yeah.
like grabbing shit and moving it and
Oh,
just
hell
kind of
yeah.
like rearranging the
I
battlefield.
like that more. 2.
2 points of damage?
Yeah.
Excellent. It's still there.
I feel like.
But
I need
you can
to do
move it off of him.
claps every time
It's
she hits
off.
with it.
It's over there.
Excellent. Corbin is no longer grappled. He is still unconscious.
It's not my favorite thing. Do I have to use an action to pick him up?
To lift him? Yeah, it's an action to... He's not an object yet.
Let's see
my
here.
favorite thing. My favorite
Still a
thing.
man for at least 2 more rounds.
That's not
You know,
my
barring
favorite
anything
thing
tragic.
ever. I've liked a lot of other things.
The hand gestures really did it for me. What do you use your action to do?
That quote went in the notes. It was real good.
We're laughing because otherwise they're tears.
It's both.
Gallows humor, baby.
Oh, shit.
So you can use your action to pick up Corbin, or you can do something else with it.
Or I can do something else with it.
You could attack that thing again.
Corbin will be all right.
Maybe kill it.
Corbin will be alright. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go lay on hands to Magnus.
Excellent.
Oh,
What does it look like?
Rush over, and I get to the side of him, and I put both of my hands on either side of his chest, and it's kind of like an AED. It's just like,
I love that.
and then I just kind of smack both of his cheeks. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, good.
How many points do you put in?
5.
5. Magnus, you're back up at 5 hit points.
sweet.
Still prone.
He wasn't like a full 30 feet away, right?
No.
Phenomenal news. Okay. Alright, you're good. Great. I'm gonna run back over and I'm gonna half cover for Corbin.
Oh, you're gonna like go prone on top of him? So if you
that's
want
fine.
to, if you want to, you can go prone over Corbin to give him half cover.
I don't want to be prone.
Okay.
Must I be?
No.
Well, if you're
you
just
can just stand next to
stay
him.
next to him.
I'll just stand in front of him.
So you're getting between him and the creature.
Yes.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Don't worry, I won't ask if that gives anybody flanking.
Brody.
My turn.
Yeah. You take out the creature that was on you. You see the one on Magnus flees.
So there's one between you and or like on the other side of you, right? And then there's one on you still.
Oh fuck. Sure. Yep.
It's not grappling me, but there's one that I've been fighting yet.
I'm going after that one.
Yeah, there's two. There's 2 left, basically, that we have.
Let's
to
keep
deal with.
this very anime still. Yeah, I'm gonna run up, sword dangling on the ground
Of
while
course.
I run. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then upward slash.
Hell yeah, go for it.
Whew. Yeah. 22. And I'm
22
gonna
hits.
move hex to that one too.
Yeah, 22 hits for sure.
14.
Excellent.
Still up.
No, you take it out.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Once again, Broly's out here cleaning up. Just heads off of creatures as you go.
Hex. Hell of a spell for early levels.
Yeah,
Love it.
Very good. Excellent. You rush up, you take out one of them. There's only one creature remaining, but it has only been
I'm
hit
gonna
a couple
say-
of times.
I do an upward slash, and then half second later it goes.
Yeah. Slides down. As it slides, there's a gout of that black ooze that's just like bubbles out. Corbin's gonna make a death saving throw. That's a natural 20. Corbin pops back up.
Old man cock.
I think he's like on the ground and the creature is like gripping him and there's the ice crawling across him. Saoirse rushes over and knocks the creature off of him. Then Brody comes out of nowhere and cuts it in half and then Corbin just sits up. It's like still on the ground but just like sitting and he's like, what happened? Did we do it? And that's his whole
Are there
turn.
any left? In my mind, I'm seeing like in the Fifth Element when the old man priest, like the bed wrapping gets like torn off of him, and he's like, you know,
Yeah.
that's the exact like scene I see in my head.
For
with Corbin,
sure.
like, getting
I think there's a moment where all of you are like, oh no, they turn you into undead when you die. but then he starts talking and you're like, oh, okay. Utter Severe, what do you do in this moment? There's still the one that initially attacked
It's 5 feet away now.
Saoirse.
There's
Yeah.
one 5 feet away.
I'm just gonna cast Toll the Dead on it.
Hell yeah.
Eat it.
That succeeds. That's a
there
16.
Still like green flame on
19.
the axe or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
The bell rings out, but the creature doesn't. It's kind of like sidesteps that reverberation this time and doesn't seem to take effect. Magnus, you are conscious.
Morning.
I will use half my movement to get up,
You do so.
and
Just like getting back up. There's like blood down the side of your face from where you hit your head.
I notice there's no longer a zombie on me, and so I'll fling a firebolt at that one remaining.
Excellent. Go for it.
19.
19 hits.
Roll high.
Big money. No whammy. 10. 20 damage. 20 fire damage.
Hot damn.
10 fire damage, which I assume is 20 damage.
It is.
Hell yeah.
Burns through the thigh of this creature and like up the hip, but it is still standing.
But
It's like clawing at the part of itself that's burning away. It's its turn.
God damn it.
I think I've got to roll a d6. We're going to call this, do you want 5, 6, or 1, 2? 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. As Magnus is the only person not in this little cluster over here.
Come on.
That's a 3. Is that Brody?
Let's go.
All right, it's going to attempt to slam you. No, 6.
I'm doing great, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you just casually step out of the way this time as it like rushes past you. You're getting a feel for these creatures' movement. It's not
I'm
as
so in tune right now.
yeah,
It's great.
it's not as erratic as you initially thought. Saoirse, as it rushes past Brody and skitters through the snow next to you, how do you respond?
Oh, I'm hitting it.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm hitting the fuck out of it. I didn't.
Is this your offhand or your main hand?
Oh, Warhammer.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
5.
But
Yeah.
No, I rolled a 7.
7 misses.
Yeah.
You slam the hammer. You're like aiming directly for its head, but it keeps sliding through the snow past where you thought it would, and you just slam
Just
into
like
the ground.
scooting on its whole body.
Toboggan. Yeah, it takes a very graceful toboggan pose actually, before snapping its back to stand up.
Oh god.
That's your action.
Then yeah, offhand.
Okay, go
It
for
just it like tried to get past me. I tried to hit it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try to brain it with my offhand.
Okay.
Can I try to like aim? Call
Yeah,
shot?
yeah. It'll have.
But you don't add proficiency to this either.
No, but I still have a +3.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
not
have.
bad odds.
Going directly for the head, it'll definitely have like a 3/4 cover, so +5 to its armor class.
head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
So I would need to roll I would have to roll a 15.
Well, you'd have to beat a 17, whatever you need for that.
Oh. So I
AC
just
is
need to roll a
12.
14.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You swing out with the other hammer, and it's just too far out of reach. Brody.
I'm going to
Slow
I feel
walk.
like there's slow walk definitely. There's a bit of ichor still in the blade, and I'm gonna flick it and cast Hex on it, and then do it back this way at the throat.
Go for it.
13.
13 hits.
9.
Almost exactly what you needed. As you step forward and just, for the 3rd time in the last 5 minutes,
Killed
Brody-
so much shit today.
Brody
I am feeling great.
Brody is the only, other than Magnus killing a single man, Brody has killed every enemy.
Correct.
And I've taken no damage. I'm feeling like a star.
Yeah. And Sonder is just pumping you up with
Yeah.
the same like added adrenaline on top of what you're already feeling. There's-
After I do that, I then dip the sword, like I'd stick it in the body, and
yeah, the already emaciated body just goes, basically becomes
then
bone.
it pulses, and then the thorns stick into my hand, and I get 7 temporary HP.
Nice. You all see as Brody once again starts doping with monster blood, and Corbin gets himself upright, and you have this moment of like, oh, okay. And then you look down the street and you see about 40 more of these things coming your direction.
Oh. We're gonna go ahead and haul up Corbin.
Oh,
gotta
Yeah,
go.
you just firewoman carry Corbin over the shoulder because you're a woman made of fire.
Bibbity bebop.
And you all continue rushing through the streets of the Rookery. You round a corner.
Question. Do I think that there's going to be any more civilians crossing this bridge, or is it just zombies that are coming at us now?
Oh no, there's more. The more central you get, the more civilians there are.
Okay.
But you can see climbing over the walls in various places, you see not only these like husk forms like you just fought, but you also see vines beginning to whip up over the edge. You don't know if it has to do with the fact that the sort of like beacon fire atop the Exardescan, the former museum, has gone out, or if this is all part of Dusana's plan, but there is an incursion happening in Candaril right now that is worse than what happened to Glomshore.
I don't think taking out the bridge is going to help.
Well, I wasn't going to take out the bridge. I was just going to like draw a line of fire across it to keep them from running across it. But
Oh, the oil.
yeah, what I'll do when we
Oh,
get
not a bad plan.
I don't think that would really benefit anyone at this point.
Okay. Well, what I'll do when we get to the bridge, like as we're running, I'll use my action to say oil. And then when we get there, I'm just gonna like, I'm not gonna block off the bridge with flaming oil. I'm just gonna like make a circle kind of in front of it,
Yeah.
and then as we're running, I'll hit it with a firebolt so that it lights up, just
Yeah.
to create like a little fire thing to maybe scare them away from even getting to the
Well,
bridge.
even if maybe they go towards warmth, who knows?
Yeah,
I don't
in this
know.
moment, you whisper oil, splash it onto the ground, and you hit it with a firebolt, and the firebolt just kind of fizzles out. Make a quick perception check in this moment.
12.
You have a moment where you're like, that should have worked. Why didn't it work? And then you notice the light catches on the oil, and you kind of like kneel down and just kind of like put a finger in it. It's very thick, has a very distinct red hue to it, as there's just a puddle of blood poured onto the ground.
Okay, well, let's go. I'll figure this out later.
In this world, blood is oil. Got it.
The blood of
It's the only
capitalism.
answer.
The machinery of capitalism must be oiled with the blood of the workers.
You rush forward. There's a lot of very trepidatious civilians. You see a mingling of people from Hearthhaven and people from the Rookery that are all interspersed together here. You see a lot of older people who probably experienced something similar during the Amber Flare, who are having a variety of different affectations based on what's going on. And standing over them as dust has now cleared, you see Bramthir, who's kind of like down on his knees, and just sitting atop like the very crest of the peak of Bramthir is the figure of Petra, who is atop the stone mountain and has this sort of wild look in his eye. He's not smiling, but he's also not upset.
Hysterical.
He's hysterical, yes. Thank you. That is the perfect explanation. As he kind of like slides down Bramthir, holds out an arm, and Petra like slides most of the way and then kind of catches himself and begins sprinting down the arm in a very anime move of his own, before coming to the ground in front of all of you. Alvir is there as well. He meets up with the rest of you, and just kind of cresting around into the bay in the distance, you see the tusked whale. I'd say it's been coming along the coastline, and you can see even from this distance that Talos is at the helm, and Finley is definitely leaping from rigging to deck and following Talos' orders with whatever he asks him to do. Petra lands in front of all of you. So, what is the plan?
Both.
Boat.
We gotta
He
get
looks at
everyone
this
on the boat.
huge crowd of people, and he's like, that is not a big enough boat. Bramthir, do you think you could carry some friends for us? And there's a moment that passes, and he's like, oh, right. And you see as Petra places a hand on Bramthir's like finger, essentially, just like a large boulder connected to the bulk of his arms. And there's a moment as Petra presses, and kind of like almost his hands press into the stone for a moment, and Bramthir kind of like shudders for a second before responding in common. And the hands just kind of turn over. And Petra turns to the crowd and he's like, you heard him, climb aboard. And
It's able-bodied young people on the big man.
Yeah.
and yeah, these people are like very trepidatious, but you see a couple of very brave souls like look at the mountain and then turn and look at the city and the things that are crawling over the buildings and hearing the screams that are becoming more and more evident, and turns and takes a step forward and kind of like climbs up. A couple of men get up on top, and you see there's like one man who has these long, dark, jet black horns and very like deep chestnut brown skin, and is just wearing like kind of ratty clothing, reaches down and helps up a man who's wearing these like fine furs, pulls him up onto the hand. That man turns, and they begin working together to get all of the citizens that they can up, especially those who need assistance. Bromthair waits, and he's got a massive fucking palm, so there's like hundreds of people climbing into his hands. As that's happening, a few minutes later, you see as the ship stops, the tusked whale stops, and a dinghy comes out very close, as close to shore as they can get. Actually, no, these used to be the docks, so it's deep enough here for a ship to come all the way up to the coastline. So yeah, the ship approaches before weighing anchor and pulling the sails, and Talos just kind of like flings an extra long gangplank over.
Talos is on the ship.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, that just goes all the way to the ground.
Hooray!
It's like a little bit in the water, but not enough. It's just like gonna get your shoes wet, maybe.
Alvi there?
Alvir's here, yeah. Alvir is also helping get people up onto Bromthair's hands. As the ship is pulling up, I think Alvir comes over and sees all of you, and he just gives you a hug, Saoirse. There's like a moment where he like holds you really tight and then kind of like steps away and realizes maybe that's inappropriate. Before he like, then he like does like a close handshake with everyone else and like a side hug to Arik, like I was gonna hug all of you. We've got everyone that we can, I think, up. And how did things get so bad? It's
Ex-girlfriend of yours.
thanks.
What?
Dushana is my aunt.
Oh, okay, that's not how it was implied. Anyway.
And he like kind of looks, and Corbin's like, I didn't know you were related. Talos has a couple of new, fresh cuts, and some things that are like, there's like one that's definitely going to be a scar along the side of his face that goes like from temple to jaw. He comes down, he's like, we can fit maximum if our plan is to evacuate and get back to Lokvara again. We can fit maybe 20 people on our decks. We have extra rations for that much.
How many do we have remaining?
Let's make
Let's
a luck
bring
check.
Rin and Alvier for sure.
I can produce up to 2 gallons of medicine to help you.
You won't starve. That's true. And
Although
you can also
I do have to look into why this is producing blood instead of oil.
Let's try the mayonnaise. We'll
You
see.
mix it with fish.
Okay, what are we rolling for?
Once per day,
Salad or
sadly.
cake.
This is going to be just a luck check. You want a 10 or higher.
14.
14. There are fewer than 20 people left after Bromthair's hands, and you managed to get about 15 people aboard the tusked whale. Included among them are Rinevale Helvig and her uncle,
Oh yeah.
who has a
Great.
name.
Valmir.
That sounds right.
I took notes.
Good job!
Colburn's not allowed on.
Well, yeah.
Hey, it turns out if I keep using the same notebook, I might remember some stuff.
Nice. Yeah, so including Alvir, Rinevale, and Valmir, you get all of them aboard, and about 12 other people, not including yourselves. At this point, like the last few people are getting up onto Bromthair's palms, and you see the creatures are visible now. They're like coming from the town square, rushing over the bridge. A couple of them slip in the blood that Magnus poured out. But you see, it's not that they're like slipping in it because it's wet. You see, they step on it, and the blood turns to ice, and they kind of like slide across from there. Like they're just constantly siphoning heat from everything that they touch.
Should have just made a bunch of water.
Petra is going to. I'm gonna roll a d20. I'll say 10
Yeah,
or
I
higher.
wonder
He goes
what,
with
like
your ship.
cold spells, frost, and stuff would do to them.
It's a natural 19.
Probably nothing.
Petra is going to pat on Bromthair's palm and be like, "Uppies!" And Bromthair begins raising the people up. moving very slowly as he does, but it doesn't take long to get out of reach of anything that would be trying to leap up on from the shore.
Kick the gangplank off.
And
Well, grab it. We want that for later.
Magnus scrambles to grab it. Finley also is like, It's like,
My thing looks
let's get
cooler.
this on deck.
Yeah.
You get everyone aboard. Petra's on board your ship as well, as Bramthir begins stepping out into the waves. There's like a moment where he just kind of gives a little nudge to the tusked whale to give it a kind of jump start, and kind of just like gets it righted in the right direction and pushed out into the bay. And then just from the wake of his steps creates like a nice little wake that carries you guys forward as well.
Oh, nice. Double speed
Talos is fucking pulling overtime, calling out to all of you and Finley and taking the helm to steer to make it look as smooth as it is. It's harder than it looks to get the boat to just like, surf along the waves.
Yeah.
But he manages and you all manage together. As looking back over your shoulders, first off, looking around you, you see all of the people whose lives were saved. You see a mixture of the wealthy elite of Candaril, as well as those who were much less fortunate. And you know that there's still work to be done with a lot of the mentality of these people, and this might be quite a long ride. But looking back over your shoulders, you see a light pulses back
Bounce back.
over the temple.
We stole all of our citizens.
And
Well, a lot of them.
you just see, I'm going to ask Saoirse to roll me one more d20. If you roll a 15 or higher, something will happen. 5. Excellent.
If you tell me what I'm supposed to roll, I will always roll 5.
You look back, you see the light illuminates once again over the temple, and even still, you can see things crawling over buildings. You can see actually a couple of buildings that are a little bit taller in the Hearthhaven district crumble and fall. You hope that you got everyone out that needed saving, but I think there's once again that sort of sinking feeling as you find yourselves having come full circle once again, leaving Gloamshore or Candaril, whatever you want to call it, behind as it is overrun. And this time, you're not sure if there's going to be anything to come back to. And that's the end of Season 1
Oh, shit.
Sparkwind Chronicles.
I have questions.
Yeah.
You
Let
throw
me...
the wealthy
I want to play
overboard.
someone.